continue setting up my broadcast here. Hello, Krazykracker, or whoever might watch this. Oh, come on. I'm just setting up my stream here. I don't know why I'm in black screen. Come on. Bands. Yeah, I'm a bit new to the streaming, so I don't know all the tricks yet. Hey, Cracker, or anyone else, just pretend we're starting at the very beginning. I know, Cracker, you already probably know a little bit, but I don't know exactly what you know, so I'll start at the very beginning, give you the basics, and then I'll get to prop placing snapping, thinking, create a race, stunt race. Land race has different physics, but you have to use all land race props. Like, say, if you have the dune in a land race, it won't tip over. It's not prone to tip over, but as soon as you put stunt props in there, because they do have stunt props in the creator, land race creator, it changes the physics. But yeah, we mostly use this. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff to choose from. As you get to know your style and you explore. Okay, so we'll go to the airport. Like, you see a lot of other videos of people doing this. There's just all this open space out at the airport. If you're trying to make anything out of all props, it's a good place to start because you don't have all that in your way. Or you can just put your props above everything. But first things first, race details, top left corner. We'll just call this something right now. I usually just do like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and then at the end when I'm done making it, I'll go actually name it, but we'll just use this for now. Description, relevant photo, you can retake that after you're done. Tags, you want to put your, I suggest when you're making jobs like me, I go like that. That's my tag in front of my jobs creations, so that if you've posted, you know it's easier to find them. That's your tag, and then you put your crew tags separated by commas in here. Then set this. This doesn't matter. Change it. Put it as default to whatever, because you can change that when you're hosting it. If you want vans, you need a large grid. Most vehicles are medium, motorbikes are small. We can get into grids on later videos. There's some tricks. Available vehicles. If you unclick it with X, that deselects all the vehicles and compacts. Press square to go in, and then say you only want to use the Panto, then just go like that. See, some people go in the sedans, it's selected, press square, and then you gotta go deselect them. I did that for a while until I realized all you have to do is go like that. Go in here and select the one vehicle you want. It also makes it easier when people are, sometimes the game selects your car for you or doesn't give you enough time. If you just take out all the crap cars that no one wants to use, then default. You can select whatever time of day. If you change this, then just leave that for now for replacement. If you want to place your trigger first, place this anywhere just to get it. You can change that later on because it can always be moved. You can do that after too, redo that when you're done. Hi, whoever's watching, just making a video for Kracker. Okay. What was I gonna start with? Like this, checkpoints. See grid dimensions, you can go like that. It's nicer to have races start with the vehicles more like that, you know, as far across as you can go. Like that, that's kind of unfair to be at the very back of that line. So if you can even have a wide grid like that, it's nice. And wherever your trigger is that we placed right here, you have that, all that area. And you can place it anywhere all the way up into the sky. But that trigger can only be placed on the ground. It can be placed on props. There's a trick to it. We can get to that another time. And yeah, if you're gonna do it over the ocean, your whole race, then you gotta do low ledge to get your trigger onto your prop or in the water. But I'd suggest just making a race over land for now. So we'll start with that. And you wanted to, here's your props. I went into props there. I'm pressing L3 to move this up. You see the menu at the very bottom. Zoom out, zoom in, L2, R2, rotate prop, R1, L1. Let's switch props. Height, L3, down, R3. You want to switch camera right now. Fast hold is really nice. See, that's the fast zoom. L2, R2 and triangle. That's without the zoom. It's really slow. You'll get used to using that. So if you want to start with something like that, you can, but then if you want to do a wide start, like you can take these props right here, start with this. See, this is rotation type, so I'm pressing R1 to rotate, L1 rotate, and I'm on world heading, the third one down there. Now you can go to pitch, R1, L1, R1, L1, roll, R1, L1, and then there's yaw, which goes that way. I don't know if I'm going too slow or too fast. I'm going to try to go slow because most videos are too fast for me. Like when you're starting this out, this is a lot to soak in. We'll see. We're going to use this as a starting grid. Put that over our trigger. It doesn't matter, say you want to put it over here. You change your mind about where your starting grid is. You can move your trigger over to anywhere. And you just... So we want to make sure this is nice and level. You can see it's crooked. Prop color. Red sucks. It's such a noob color. Prop stacking, I'll show you what that means later. That's prop snapping. I'm cycling through the menu on the top left. So we're going to go to advanced options. Turn that on so that's when you have other props. So go to advanced options, override position 1, 2, snapping options, lock, delete. So go to override 1, click it, scroll down and see how it comes back. The prop is not half invisible there. And then you got world rotation or alignment. I always switch it to local now because it shows you, it's easier to use for some. This kind of goes out on an angle. I don't know, I just really like using this. But to get this actually flat, go down to the second rotation override, click override, and then I'm on the x-axis. I always use local, so I'm going to go to local. X-axis is at 0. Now this, because I'll show you, we'll start at 0. 360 degrees 0. So you can go to your 90 degrees because 90 is flat. 180 would be upside down. 270 would be on the other side. This, well, that just kind of fucked all that up. Sometimes I don't know why it does that. Okay. If you look on the bottom right, there's fine hold with square and fast hold with triangle. So watch when I press, this is normal, like I didn't tell you, on the bottom left all your buttons are there. So once I went into this menu, now I'm not using R1, L1, sorry, I'm using the D-pad and I'm pressing left, right. You see how slow that is? But if I hold triangle, look at how quick that spins. And then, okay, so we'll get it close to 90 with the triangle and right. It's fairly close. So now it's not going to go directly on 90 even with pressing left and right because it's slower. So fine hold square, and then you can go up like really slow increments. So hopefully that made sense. Now we'll place that prop there because it's at 360, 90, it's nice and level. Back out with O, back out again. Now prop stacking, see if I shut it off, the prop disappears. It's kind of underneath somewhere. Turn prop stacking on. Now I can press L3 to go up, but as I press R3 to go down, it won't go through the prop. So now that's solid, it'll stay there. As soon as I shut it off, it goes like that. So pretend this is your starting grid. Now we'll go up to category. I suggest just going through all the props. Get to know all the props. Like, you recognize most of these props from racing. There's the other tubes. Arrows. Stunt air tubes. And they go to absolutely huge. Those are the ones I use in some of my latest races. Rings, air, that's just for show you direction in the air, I guess. Lighting, inflatable. So a lot of stunt creators use these to make spirals and wall rides, which we'll get into that another time. I'll show you how to template and make other stuff once you get used to it. These are building blocks that are really handy too for go to the biggest one. Well, any size, they got lots of good reasons. Like you can use this as grass. Pretend that's grass. That could be a starting grid or parts of your track. And then you got the hazard blocks, or I like to use them to show people something's coming up that's you gotta slow down, or and you got really small ones for filling in other things or making wall rides, or and then you got the same thing here, just different. That's that nighttime prop. Can't remember what you call that. And then you got your stunt ramps. I highly suggest not using these flip ramps, the flips to wall rides. They tend to not work. You can make homemade flips, make your own flips. There's videos on that, and I can also assist you with that. I don't know a lot about flips, but I know how to do a basic flip. And there's your spirals for your stunts. Yeah, these like that, don't use that. You can make a homemade flip. They're garbage. That's garbage. But then you can use this and you can make your own. Same with that. Like, but if you want to use that piece, then just go to the one that doesn't have the flip on it and make your own flip. This is good. You can use that for a starting grid or to fill in. All kinds of good tire. This is, a lot of people use this to make NASCAR tracks. Absolutely huge road piece. And you got stunt signs. As opposed to using those big arrows for direction, like you got nice little signs like this and they don't look so noobish. And then there's other signs in here as you go through. Like these ones, if you use these, bury these tires, they have bad hitboxes. I'll show you how to bury here. I'll show you right now. That rubber tire part has a bad hitbox. So we'll go, say we're going to use this, and then, you know, it's on the track, it's for direction, people might run into it, so we want to bury that rubber area. Go to advanced options, press X, override position, click. I always go here to click this so it doesn't change this. Like if you have it on an angle and you don't click on the second override, it'll flip it on you. You know, some of this probably doesn't make sense. Hopefully I'm explaining it okay. But see, that'll go sideways, front and back. And that's fast. Pressing triangle, that's pressing square, it hardly moves. But now we'll sink this down, see? Just pressing L on the D-pad. Now those tires are gone. And then press X to place. Now if you have prop stacking on and you decide you don't want this, shut prop stacking off, because you might accidentally delete this prop here. I do it a lot, I forget. So shut this off, so if you see on the bottom there, it'll say edit. Turn prop stacking on the bottom right it says place. On the bottom right, prop stacking off, it says edit. Come over to this prop and then you can edit it out of here. Move it over and then delete it. Just if you're really close to another prop, that's when you do that. So now we've got this placed. We turn prop stacking on. I'll just put a small thing together here. I'll explain as I'm going. Don't really like using this. We'll say this is the start anyway. And just to be sure, see, that's not quite buried even though I pressed it all the way down. That's why I'm going into advanced options. Go back. Advanced options, went to the first one, clicked it. I go to local and go to the one that says down. Just bury that so people don't brick off of it. a little bit. Place. I want to get a long tube, so I'm just going to go this way and then go back so I get the original small tube. Tube short, tube medium, tube long. Now, you can snap this. You don't have to place this with advanced options. You go to snap, prop snapping on the top left menu. Prop snapping, excuse me. I click it on, snaps. Off, it unsnaps. Snaps. Press X to put it in. There's another one. Say we want to cruise through there. You want to have a little wall ride. Shut prop snapping off. Depends on what kind of wall ride you want to use. I'll go over to stunt track. And if you go to stunt track, change the color so when I'm placing the props I can see. If you go to the left, you got these curved pieces. 45, 30, 15, 5. I like to use the back end of it, so I go track down 45. Bring this as close as you can. Now I'm on rotation type on the top left. So we'll play with the rotation types until it's close. I'm pressing L1. I think yaw would be the next one, yeah, R1. Just getting it close. I'm pressing R3 to go down on the joystick. And it's fairly close. Now we'll go to, yeah, and you want to keep prop stacking on while you're doing that. Go to advanced options again. Click this one, because if you click the first one, it'll change that, all that work you did, it'll put it back, it'll reset it. And we'll click the first one so it doesn't move. Watch this. This is only clicked, so the prop still moves. But if you click now the very first one, now I'm pressing the joystick all over and it's not moving at all. So don't go back to this one, because the second rotation, second override rotation is how you level it out. So we want this on 90. Oh, it's being funny again. Let's go to world. I don't know why. Something I'm missing if somebody knows. I always use local, but sometimes when I go to local it doesn't work the way I like it to. Okay, so now I'm going to slow or fine adjust with square and left on the D-pad until it gets to 90. Now we're at 90. Now if I go down, this should rotate it back and forth. This is okay as long as this is at 90, so see, that's all that. Going to the first override and bring this so we can get as much as we can out of it. See how that's lined up with the center. And then you want to kind of want to look at this. When you're hitting a wall ride, you can't, if I was to put a straight piece there instead of a curved piece, your car would fall off, it would pop off. You always have to have it slightly curved for the car to stay on the wall. Unless you have speed boosts or you have it set up a certain way, generally the car will just pop off. I think I found it out the hard way a few times. And then we want to make sure this is level, so up and down. You can see the squares on the purple prop, just count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So take the fourth one down, make sure it's center with this, and Looks good. We'll place it. Now the next one should be a lot easier. I know this looks really slow, but once you get to do it, it'll be a lot quicker. Just, you gotta be patient. Now we'll bring this close to this one. We'll turn prop snapping on. There we go. Again. Bring it closely, prop snapping on. And I'll back out. Oh, just snapping off. See, there's a wall ride. Now you can it's up to you what you want to do next with that. You can just jump right off of that onto a platform. Said I'm just putting stuff together here to show you. Roll this. Like, you can just jump right off that, but you can also put a tunnel there, a tube, I mean. Or you can add a flip. There's a few different things you could do with that. You could add a spiral onto it. Go to advanced options. Go to the second one first, click it. Then we'll put that at 270, 90, 180, 270, 360. So 270. This is good. Now if you wanted those two props to be the same, you take those lines on that prop and make sure they're, it's a curved row piece, so it won't be perfect, but that's fairly close. You see there, we can bring that up. Like, this doesn't even, what you would do is use path recording options, and you can see how far that shoots out. I'll show you here. So I placed that. Now if you want to test this without checkpoints or anything, I kind of did this backwards. I should have shown you checkpoints right off the bat. Now press the big, it says switch camera on the bottom right. If you're right here on the prop, your little icon there, press switch camera, go to car, switch your camera back. Oh. Activate menu, top left, press down. Now it gives you these again. You can place props with your car, but that's pretty difficult. Path recording options, go. Begin recording. This is huge. See, there's a little line behind my car now. That's how you can figure out your line, or if you're taking a jump and you want to figure out how far your car is going to jump. Like, path recording options is a great tool to have in here. Of course, you can put speed boost along here. We're coming along, jumping off. Now you can come back here and you can see how far your car jumped. So that prop actually could be moved up here. Or if you had speed boost, even further. So here's our starting grid. We'll put some, go back out, go to placement, go to checkpoints. I think you already know how to do this. Stun grid, layout off. Now if anything's going too fast or too slow, you can slow the video down, or you can fast forward if it's, now place that. Now I'm going to show you something. This little checkpoint here is easy to miss. and it's a good habit to put the circular checkpoint, this one, but they don't give you that option on the starting grid. So what you do is you place your first checkpoint like this is circular, place it, back out, go down to delete options. This is kind of a glitch, I guess. Delete all checkpoints. Make sure it says checkpoints. You don't want to delete all your props. It's been done. Okay, delete. Now we'll go back to checkpoints and we'll place this, and there's your circle checkpoint. Now with the circle checkpoint, cars can go like basically as wide as that checkpoint. Like if you were over here coming across, you probably would hit that checkpoint, but if that was a little one, you wouldn't. So place a checkpoint. You want to make sure your checkpoints are placed like so people have enough speed to get that. We'll place this here. You don't want to put anything on the wall ride. I can show you how to do fake checkpoints if you need them on the wall ride for direction or for so people can't cheat it. I'll show you that another time. And then, you know, another checkpoint if you had a road going up. Checkpoint placement is huge. As a racer, you probably have a good idea of how checkpoints are to be placed, but even me, like, it took me, after a few months of being in the creator, I was still messing up my checkpoints. I'm not sure if there's anything I'm quite missing at the moment. Let's see. Go to props. Say we want to use this, I'll show you how to sync again in case I went too fast. I'm going to rotate this with pitch rotation type top left, R1. I'm going to use this as a road, but I don't want it that high, so I'm going to go to advanced options, go to the second one first so I don't lose my, because it will, if I go like this it might spin it back, but it didn't. Sometimes it spins it back. Not good, it didn't that time. No. Make this level, go to 0. This is at 180. Y-axis is at 180. X-axis is at 360. So it's flush, flat, all that. Go here. See how that points on an odd angle? Like, so it goes like that, like slanted. So if we go to local, it goes straight back and forth. I'm pressing triangle to move fast here, and left and right. No, we'll sync this. So I'm pressing right and triangle, right on the D-pad and triangle, and we sunk that. I'm gonna go like that. Say we want a little hill. Let's see, so we can see our props. Oh, don't use, please don't use these props at all. Like, just stay out of stunt tracks with barriers. Those metal barriers cause bricking, and it's very frustrating in a race, and a lot of people won't play them as frequently. They will get played, but not as frequently. There is places where they do have a time and a place, but I've never used them. I use my own barriers. Like, you can use these, but they still brick, just not as bad. What I'm going to show you here is another way to use barriers. I'm going to put a little hill here, and then I'm going to put my own kind of barriers. So we'll use, there's a down piece. Put it 30. Bring it close. Press an R3 to go down, L3 to go up, R1, 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 L1 to rotate. Now we're going to go into advanced options. Click, click. I know that's too steep, so we'll go like this. Go to local. I'm using the X-axis right now. Press it. right on the D-pad, left. So that looks kind of nice like that. Now back out one, go to override position, go down to the Z axis, bring it as close as I can. It's in the prop. Now we want to move it forward with the X. Now it's looks pretty nice. So like that, it looks like it's in the center, close enough. We'll place that. Oh, that road there. Well, it's actually pretty smooth. But if it wasn't smooth, and it happens a lot, quick trick. Change the color. Go to this. Just grab a long one. Probably doesn't need to be that one. Okay. We'll place it. See, prop stacking is on, so the prop. That's another thing. Look, prop stacking is on. So when I go down, press this on here, it levels out with that. See how it's flat with that? And I'll lift it up with L3, bring it over, and that's on an angle. Now I'll press R3 to go down, prop stacking, and it's on an angle with the road. Shut prop stacking off, goes away, turn it on, it's there. So put this kind of here before it flattens out. Advanced options. Sorry if I'm going too fast or if I'm going too slow. Now we want to level that out, so use the second rotation. See how the y-axis, make it about even on both sides. That's roughly even. Go back to the first one, go down to z-axis. Now press square for fine adjust, and left on the D-pad, and now that's definitely smooth now. Pretty close anyway. Now I'm going to make my own barriers. I'm going to go all the way back to, I like using these walls here. So we'll use one that's the same distance as this, same length I mean. Go to pitch on rotation type, top left menu, press R1 to spin it. Looks fairly close to get started. Go back to advanced options, click the second one first, and make sure it's 360, 180 on the X and Y. Go back to the first override position, press X, click X again, go down. Now look for the down. Sync it all the way down. I was pressing triangle and right to make it go fast. Oh, let's see, because we got a hill coming up, so we want to make sure. Go about there. That should be okay. Now, I'm moving around with my camera by pressing zoom with R2, L2, and the joystick. Both joysticks. Kind of just becomes second nature after a while. I'll move this over. We want to make sure this is square with this. So we'll bring it out, and you can see that the two props, they're definitely not square. That's touching on that end, and it's not touching on this end. You can see the gap. So I'm going back to the second override rotation, and usually the bottom one will let you. Well, that looks pretty even all the way across. close enough. Go back to the first override and bring it as close as we can. Check the other side, make sure. Looks okay. I know that's kind of closing off the road a bit. This wasn't the best example, but just showing you how to sync props and make your own barriers. So there, we got that there. We do the same thing here. As close as I can, back. Go up to rotation type, top left, pitch, R1. Advanced options, go to the second one to make it square and level. 360, 180. Override first one. Z axis, bring it down. Go Y, bring it back. And go over. You can use the lines on that solid blue area. I'm using the third line down to make sure it's level with that. That might not be exactly square with the purple block, but I'm going to place it. And then we'll go to this. And unfortunately, like if this was in the air, I probably could prop snap this, but since it's sunk, it won't let me prop snap. Like if we go like that, it won't snap to it. So then you have to do it the old-fashioned way. Pitch, rotate with R1. Go to advanced options, second one. X-axis even, 180, 360. Back to the first override. Sync it. I think you can get the idea where I'm going with this. You see, this purple road piece should have been wider, but it doesn't really matter. But you get the idea. See, that's your own barriers. And these, when you're connecting these, camera gets stuck once in a while. It's frustrating. Oh, if your camera gets stuck in Race Creator, like say you get stuck somewhere, I can't move this little icon, go to switch camera, bottom right it tells you how, and switch camera, because your camera will get stuck on the prop sometimes. I don't know why it's so annoying. If you get stuck in the creator, let me know on anything. I still have stuff to learn. I learn stuff constantly on here. This is clearly not even, but say the road was going this way, we're going in this direction. Chances are someone hit this right here where it's connected. They probably won't brick because this prop is further in. But as you're placing them, you want to make them fairly even and make sure this prop isn't sticking out so people don't brick. And on NASCAR races and regular races, people slant these walls to avoid bricking. I can show you that another time. I showed you prop snapping, syncing, prop placement. If I went too fast, let me know, or if I didn't explain it very well, let me know. Please just don't hesitate. Like I said, I can do a share play with you, Cracker, or anybody that's watching this. Just my name is Peaceful-RED-777 on Gta5, WLTC, or GCC are my crews that I'm in. If you want to get involved, we're all about creating and encouraging. Don't ever hesitate to ask questions. If you're ever stuck, don't freak out and quit or delete what you're doing. Just come ask me or one of the guys. You know everybody now. I'll easily share play or send pictures or make more videos I know this is really freaking long, 45 minutes, but I find videos to be too fast. And yeah, like I say, you can slow the video down. And if it's too slow, well, I don't know. That's it for now. I'll send you the link here right away. And let me know as you're going, or if you want to do a share play after you've watched this and it's confusing, or you just want to do one anyway, we'll do that. And I can guide you as you're doing it. And with share play, you can give me the remote and I can show you stuff. I'll show you templating after you learn how to sync, snap, and yeah, prop placement and play with your props. Once you get all that absorbed, I'll show you how to template. And you can make some really cool stunts. That's it for now. I'll talk to you later.